Boom. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super excited to see you this evening. Do me a favor, turn on your cameras if you're on. Hey, Jim, Nick, what's going on? Cindy, Monique. Hey, Catherine. Super nice to see you today. My man, Eric. Hey, what's happening? Eric, I was just hanging out with Barry Kent yesterday and he was acting like I was his hero. And I was like, hey, you were my hero, man. You were my mentor. You never quit on me. Well, hey, everybody, I'm super excited to see you here today. I want to talk with you and not at you. I have a whole lot of information to present, but I'd like to set some foundations here a little bit. Some of you have probably been in my world a while. Maybe you could type in the chat bar for me. How long have you been in my world? Hey, Dave Monk, super nice to see you. Matt, type in there. Have you been in my world a month, a day, or are you brand new? If you're brand new in the world, you haven't done a training or something, type in new in the chat bar. We got 7 years, 8 years, 6 years. My son, of course, 25 years. Hey, Carmen, welcome. Brand new. Bill, 3 months. So if it's okay with you, while we're going through things, we do have to start in the beginning. I have to build a little bit of credibility and authority. Some of you that are new, you're going to be sitting here processing tonight. Like, should I listen to Mike? What the heck does he know? I'm doing all this stuff with recruiting. I paid all these people. You're trying to recruit and Indeed and all this stuff. But so I want to set a foundation for you. And when I am sharing about me, I'm not sharing it like it's about me. I'm sharing it to say, hey, this is what worked. Okay, this is what worked, but this is what works today. Okay. The other thing is I want to make sure that I'm delivering what you need. And in order for me to do that, I got to know what all of you do. Okay. So if you could just type in the chat bar, what do you do? Do you own a jewelry store? Are you just a mom and dad? Do you own a service company? What is it? And give it to me. And where do you do it? What part of the world do you do it in? We are going to go for 90 minutes strong. I'll challenge you to stay for the whole time. Get a fresh pad and notebook so that you can look for key items. So we got PA here. I was just in Philadelphia. That's where I was, Bill, the other day for 2 days. CFO, investigation. Yeah, Danielle, super nice to see you. Service company, automotive service. All right. So as you look in there, we're going to have people from all over the globe doing all kinds of different things. And the other thing that I want to say is, as I'm delivering to you guys, I need to know when things are landing. All right. Otherwise, if I'm just a bobblehead talking to you and I don't get feedback, well, this is going to be a social gathering. And a lot of you you're investing time, you've invested money, and I don't want this to be a drive-by. This cannot be one of those things you give up 90 minutes and walk away and go, all right, that was fun. Mike gave me some things. I laughed a little. That's not what I want. I want you to leave tonight where the minute you get off, you create a brand new action that gets you a new result. If that's fair, can you type in fair in the chat bar? And the rest of you not on camera, I'd love for you to come on camera so I can see you. Unless you're in an inappropriate place, just turn on your camera on and off real quick so we can see it. But I would rather to see all of you. It definitely is more motivating that way. All right, let me share my screen real quick here. Hey, Sean, super nice to see you. And so this is called Recruiting Tsunami. First, I'm completely blown away that I don't have thousands of people on this training, because people tell me the number one problem is that they can't find good people. Now, as I go through the training, do you want me to sugarcoat it? Do you want me just to be real? Not real to offend you, but just real on how I feel? What do you want me to do? Tell me in the chat bar. Do you want me just to tell you how I see it? Or like I'll just make sure you feel warm and fuzzy. Okay, just give you the truth. All right. Recruiting, the reason why I built this is I was so tired of every social interaction, every Facebook private message, every time I'm around somebody, still this year, last year, the year before, and everyone's telling me it's hard to find good people, and I hire them and they quit. And in my mind, I go, no, you just suck at it. You're horrible. You don't have the skill sets. If you did, you wouldn't have the problem. So that's why we created this. I didn't create this for no reason. I created it to solve a problem. So I'm glad you being here says you want to solve something or you want to enhance your skill set. So as we go back into the slides here, I'll tell you a little bit about me, but let's talk about what happened when I stepped into these different success habits and what I want to happen for you. The whole goal is I want to take you from confused and trying to figure it out to I want you to go to, selling companies. That's what happened to me. And some of you may not think you're going to exit a company, but every one of you are going to exit. You're either going to sell it, you're going to hand it over, you're going to go out of business, you're going to die, right? There's a lot of ways, but everyone's going to exit no matter what you think. And at one time, I had no mentors, and then I learned how to leverage expert advice. And that's what you're doing tonight. You're going to leverage expert advice. Everyone around me, and I don't know about you today, but like a lot of people around today seem to be giving up. Tell me in the chat bar, do you notice that? Like a lot of people throwing their hands in the air. They're so consumed by the economic nature, the presidential nature, Trump and this and that and the other thing. And I'm not going to get into politics. We're not going to talk about religion, and we're not going to fist fight over sports, because I'm here just to talk about what do we need to go to the next level. And then I ended up building with my partners, Aaron, who's on there, and my wife, my beautiful wife, Jennifer, who we've been together since we're 15. And we built this company, Food Dog, and we built a partnership company, okay? And in 2008, type in 2008 if any of you got a nervous twitch from that. Anybody? Little nervous twitch from 2008? No? It was good? A lot of people got it, but in 2008, look, it didn't matter. And I'm not saying it to brag. My wife and I have been debt-free since we're 28. Chuck, since 28. Boom. Level 54, baby. Level 54, still not warmed up. My mom keeps saying, when you're going to stop. I have no idea why she says that. No idea. I said, I'll stop when I'm done, when I'm dead. That's when I stop. Otherwise, I'm just getting warmed up. And working hard, but not sure if you're working on the right things. Give me a hand up if you're not sure if you're doing the right things right now. Come on, be up front. Do some of you not have hands? I can see you, right? I can see you. And with freedom, I created a life by design. And write this down, everyone. Life, business, and wealth by design. Write it down, everybody. It's better than by default. If you're doing things by design, you're getting a desired result. If you're doing it by default, you probably have some kind of pain and suffering you're dealing with. And this is the result. This is what happens. Now, okay, this is cute, everybody. I could say it's cute because I built this $32 million company from under $1 million to $32 million in less than 10 years. I built it. I did 165 trucks and 200 employees, and that was cute. What's impressive is down here what I did. And I will take some pride coaching 1,000 business owners, having over 20,000 tradespeople come through my trainings, and in the last 36 months, having 64 companies that had my fingerprints on it one way or another, selling, and 90% of them becoming decamillionaires. Yeah, can you just give me a boom in the chat bar? I'm extremely proud. Not because I changed their life. I changed generational lives. And part of that is recruiting. You don't do it alone. You do it with the right people, but we're confused on how to get the right people. Even though today is recruiting tsunami, I don't care if you're trying to recruit a VA. I don't care if you're trying to recruit an opportunity. This building was 10,000 square foot. I sold that. I think it was almost 5 million last year. This one's for sale now. We're right about 4.8 million on that. We got a couple offers on the table. What we're teaching about recruiting applies to not just today, to the rest of your life. And this is why I'm doing it. This is why you're here. Some of you paid $299 to be here. That's not what it's about. It's about this up top here. We want to impact 120 million people or more. It used to be 100 million, but we've been changing so many lives the last 3 years at Food Dog Group. We raised it up. We raised it up. And this is for you to know, like, it's not like, oh, these guys are great. Like Kevin Harrington. Yeah. I mean, type in Kevin if you think he's pretty great. He's original shark at Shark Tank. The guy's done like billions of dollars, my friend. And he's brilliant. But that's what he said. We cracked the code because we understand. And I want you to write this note down because this is going to apply to recruiting. 80% psychology, 20% skill. Write it down. Everything you're trying to scale, do, build, have, relationships, health, it's 80% psychology, 20% skill. If you agree, give me a big boom in the chat bar. Now, Mike Michalowicz, boom, helped him transform in his life. And Jay Abraham doesn't need any introduction. Highest paid consultant on planet Earth. He says we're transforming individual enrichment from the inside out. From the Tracy inside out. Psychology, right? And I'm going to help you with that. We already talked about that right there. All right, let's dig into, and you're going to, if you have not been on with me before, I go what we call New Jersey fast. Is that okay? We're going to go New Jersey fast today. Why? Because we got 90 minutes and I got 3 hours of stuff to tell you in 90 minutes. And over the 90 minutes, I need to make sure that you want to get to the position, where you understand what's happening with recruiting today. I mean, the first thing, and I'm going to be changing my backdrop a little bit because I want you to stay focused on exactly what I'm saying. The first thing that's happening today, and I got a lot of stuff. I got to check it off as we go. I got to make sure I don't miss anything for you, is we are in a fast-paced business world. If you agree, type in fast-paced in the chat bar. Is it fast-paced? And it's picking up at a rate of speed today with technology, advancements, AI, every aspect of it, I was just, if I have random thoughts that come to my mind, do you want me to share them or I shouldn't share it? What do you think? Brendan, DJ, should I just share it? I'm going to share it anyway. It's so incredible today. And if any of you want to know what this thing is, send me a message on a private message on Facebook. I was watching a guy has a little drone. I'm getting ready to buy it myself. And Justin Pryor, this thing is so cool. This little drone, you turn it on and push a button and it follows you. No remote control or nothing. Can you imagine this, Nick? You're doing a job and you just turn on the drone and say, record me doing the job. And the thing just follows you outside. It watches you. It goes up in the sky. It films you. It comes down. You could go for a bike ride, Danielle. The thing's filming you. Nobody with no remote control. I mean, is that pretty amazing or what? Type in amazing in the chat bar. Just think of that technology alone. Now, I'm glad that technology doesn't have like a grenade attached to it, even though I'm sure the military has that stuff. But what we want to do today is we got to break through what people think is a competitive market. Do you think it's a competitive market? Type in competitive if you think it's a competitive market. I don't feel it's a competitive market. I feel it's a misunderstood market. I believe it's competitive when you don't know how the human race functions. And I'm going to share more of that with you. Now, if it wasn't interesting enough to recruit people, what happened during the pandemic? Well, this is what happened during the pandemic. We created the rise of the remote work. Has that happened for anybody? Did you have any employees that, all of a sudden they want to all work from home? Tell me in the chat bar. Remember, this is interactive. You and me together here. They want to work from home now. And if they can't make popcorn while they're working, Cindy, and they can't eat donuts and pet the dog, then it doesn't work. Mitchell, I see you have a question. Hold your question or type in your question. I'll see if I can answer it. Otherwise, I will have time at the end for you guys to ask some questions, right? So we have these people, the rise of the remote work. And then we have the increase, this puzzle piece of these new specialized skills. Write it down. The way you used to do anything is not the way you can do everything in the future. I am a popcorn, yes, into your a snacking machine. So the way you did things before, you got to do it different. Someone said to me, hey, everything you used to teach 5 years ago, would you still use that? I said 90% of it's garbage. 90% of what I taught 5 years ago is garbage. It don't apply. It's too much. It's too expensive. And people, you tell me in the chat bar, you tell me, Tracy, how much have people changed from the beginning of COVID to today? 1 to 10, 10 being drastic change and 1 being very little change. What do you think? It's drastic. It's drastic. Okay, time for some transparency. How many of you, when you go to the supermarket, be upfront with me, you naturally just stay 6 feet away from them? Come on, raise your hand. How many of you? Yeah? 6 feet away? Oh no, some of you are just sniffing everybody's neck. Is that what you're doing? You're right up on them, Tracy. You're like, hey, nice to meet you in the Stop and Shop line or Quick Check. Let's just hug and kiss real quick. We're afraid of nothing in life. Well, no, there's been conditioning. And this conditioning that has happened has changed the puzzle piece. It's changed the pieces of how things go together. But some of you think this. And remember, this is about being as transparent as possible. How many of you feel like you don't have an advantage because people want to go to a bigger company that have bigger things and different things? Tell me in the chat bar, why would they come to me? I'm smaller than the $20 million, $50 million, $5 million company. Okay, talk to me in the chat bar, everybody. I can see it. And I need the feedback, because if you think that people aren't coming to you based on size, I'm going to tell you that that's wrong. That's wrong. And why? Because when I was a small company, and I want this to be, when I hit something and it's like a shift in you, what I would call a boom, a change, I want you to type in boom in the chat bar. Okay. When I was small, Matt, I told everybody, what do you want to do? You want to work at a big company and be a number? You don't want to be there. You'll just be a number. Nobody will know your name. When I was a big company, you know what I said, Eric? I said, what do you want to work for, a small company? They might be out of business tomorrow. Write this down. There's always a strategy and a tactic. Write it down. There's always a strategy and a tactic, and you probably should type in boom in the chat bar. When you don't know the strategy and the tactics, then everything seems painful. It seems painful. Now, some of you are here, and it's not because you are having a hard time hiring. How many of you hire and people, it seems like they come by for what I would call a drive-by? They're there for a short period of time. You get aggravated with them. They get aggravated with you. It could be a day. It could be 3 weeks, 3 months, and they're out of there. Thank you for your honesty, Brendan. It's probably just you and me that experienced that. No one else here. Everyone else got this all figured out. Well, as I look back, I was really good. How many of you are Apple users? Type in Apple in the chat bar. Type in Apple. Are you an Apple user? I am. And how many of you, Matt, have like a closet full of Apple boxes. Dave Monk, you must have a closet full. Never throw them out. You're like, that's the iPhone I got, iPhone 3, when they came out. And you got all these little boxes and big boxes. Well, if you were like me at one time, I was so good at showing you an Apple box. Come work for me. You're going to love it. We got great tools, great job, great people, great customers. And then within days, they opened up and looked at the Apple box I was showing them, Jim, and they found there was an Etch-a-Sketch in there. You know, an Etch-a-Sketch, it's like you draw and you got to shake it and clear it. And it became apparent, hang on a minute. This is no effing Apple. This is an Etch-a-Sketch, a $12 Etch-a-Sketch that you really can't like draw really good stuff. You could just make childish images on it. But maybe every one of you had like a dad that was a savant and was able to make a Picasso or something, but it's pretty rare, pretty rare. And what that caused was this revolving door. So you say to yourself, you convinced that recruiting's not an issue, that it's a retention. Write this down. Recruiting is a marketing function. It is. Now, let's rate ourselves. And remember, none of you are here to impress each other. I'm not even impressed at myself. So don't try to impress anybody here. I don't care if there might be someone on here running a $50 million company and someone running a $500,000 company. We don't care either way. But let's rate ourselves. A level 10, a 10. A level 10, and I'm going to put myself, I hope it's okay, I'm going to put myself at 9.8 of a marketer. I could get on stage and stand with Jay Abraham. I could have high-level talks with Dean Jackson, Joe Polish, top marketers on the planet. I've been in the room with small groups with Dan Kennedy. And one being, you hate marketing, you're oblivious to it, none of it works, and you're always complaining about the cost of it. Where do you rate yourself? Now, we got a lot of people on here, so I should have more than 1 or 2 ratings. So give me a number here. Got a 5. Thank you for your honesty, everybody. Now, if you're marketing, and this is, I hope you're going to give me a big boom here on this. If your marketing is at a level 5, and that's your business marketing, what do you think your recruiting marketing number's at? Give me a new number. Your recruiting marketing, 10, incredible. And what are you now? Okay, Chuck's got a high one. Where are you guys at on recruit? Not recruiting clients, recruiting top-level talent, right? You're probably lower for some of you. You're probably lower, right? So what we want to do is we want to solve a lot of problems here for you guys. And is that, for you guys right now, is it a boom? Type in a chat bar that recruiting is a marketing function that you can't just give away. Anything you give away and don't have an understanding of, eventually will have control over you and you will not have control over it. Now, do I know how to use QuickBooks? Do I know how to go in and navigate every CRM? No. Matter of fact, I don't have logins for it. Do I know how to understand the functions of numbers in and out? The numbers of averages and conversions? The conversion of leads? Do I understand that? Yes. Write down a note, everybody. Whatever you don't understand eventually will consume you. That's why I'm glad you're here, because I want you to understand that marketing and recruiting is it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand together. Now, I didn't know this in the beginning. All I knew was, the traditional route. And I want to give you the non-traditional route. What's the traditional route? Put a lot of ads out there. People fill out applications. You hope that someone on your team actually answers the application. And have any of you ever had this happen? Matt, Jonathan, probably not you guys, but probably just me. The applications come into a platform. I tell my team, review the applications, tell me when they come in. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, like, I'm not getting a lot of applications. Like, what's happening here? So I go to the girl in the office and I say to her, hey, like, I don't understand. where's all the applications? She goes, oh, I've been going through them. Okay, who's scared right now? Type in scared in the chat bar. Who's a little scared? You should be scared right now, Danielle. So I say, you're going through them. Well, let me see it. So she brings up one and I look at it and I said, what was wrong with this one? And the girl says, well, it says down here his hobby is playing guitars. So if he plays guitars, he probably doesn't take life serious. He's never going to fit here. And I went, oh my goodness. How many other guitar players did you get rid of? And then I go to the next one. And she's like, yeah, this person says they're a cat lover. Do we really want a cat lover? I'm like, oh my God. How many resumes? Now, needless to say, she had to get out of the recruiting position really fast, but it wasn't a position. I treated it like it was a hobby. How many of you know you need higher level people, but you're treating it as a pastime hobby? No real focus, no real attention, and nobody owns the task. Come on, tell me in the chat bar. No one owns the task. And if there's no ownership of the task, I promise you there'll be no great results from the task. Now, you don't need a recruiter to own the task. You don't. You need someone that has an ownership mentality, that understands where the company's going and believes in it, and is a cheerleader. And that's what I was able to do. Put a cheerleader in place. So write down an action item right now. And as you come up with action items, I want you to type your action item in the chat bar so everybody sees it. Action item is, who's going to be our recruiting cheerleader? It could be a CSR. It could be someone that deals with parts. It could be someone who answers the phone. They just have to love our company. They have to love people, and they got to believe in the future. The rest of it, we could just tell them about it. All right, let's pause 1 minute here. Pause a minute, and I want you to look at your notes real quick. We're going to keep coming back to our notes. And while you're looking at your notes, I want you to go in there and I want you to write something down right now. What are a couple action items you're going to do already? And then type it in the chat bar. Go ahead. We got to take some pauses in between here, because otherwise, if I just keep going, I'm going to run over you. You're going to leave and tell me you're going to go through your notes later. And then you're going to tell somebody, oh, that was kind of okay, Mike's training, but you didn't execute on anything. So go ahead, take a minute. Go through your notes. I'm looking for you, Cindy and Matt and Dave. Right, give me some action items in the chat bar. Give me some action items. Come on, type quicker. There we go. You all need a Megan in your life. Okay, thank you. Yeah, well, you can see our team alone on how they are here. You realize how many we got? What, five or six of us here tonight just to serve you. Everybody here to serve you. What do we got? Meeting with business partner about recruiting and marketing. Yeah, marketing is recruiting. Always be. Yeah, Matt, this is the oldest thing that everybody says. Always be recruiting. And then I would say to somebody, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You've been saying that forever probably, right? Yeah, always be recruiting. Okay, well, what did you do last week? Well, I was busy last week. What'd you do the week before? I posted on social media. How many times? One. I'm like, you think that's always recruiting? That's called always waiting for your life to get better and upset that it's not. Does that make sense, everybody? All right, let's dig back in. So now we have this area where we're trying to, you see the trees in my background? You're trying to stand out, but you just look like a tree. And if everybody looks like a tree, everybody's just trying, like in the world today of recruiting, people are trying to look like a pine tree and an oak tree. Just type in the chat bar, does not work. It does not work for you to look like a pine tree and an oak tree. That's just just a little different. You need to compare a pine tree. Is it okay if I curse a little bit? Are you guys going to freak out and like you're going to have to pray for me and stuff? Can I have permission if I curse, or you want to what's going to happen? Are you guys going to send hate mail on Facebook? You're going to say Mike's damn to all the hells of the hells. Okay, here's the thing. You can't look like a pine tree. You got to look like a fucking elephant or a phoenix or a 50-foot King Kong. I want you to answer this. If you were going to recruit seriously and you wanted to attract the best people in the world, Jonathan's going to pray for me. Okay, thank you. He's giving me prayers ahead of time, which is even better. If you want to find people's attention that already work for great companies, and you look out your window right now, Eric, and fucking King Kong's walking down the street, guess what? Everybody knows King Kong. You look out your window and you see a little bush. No one cares there's a little bush. My question is, why are you not King Kong? Because some people don't know King Kong because they're not marketers. So they're trying to do the very least that they think is the best. And we'll talk about some of this stuff. So we have to go and stand out. Now, I'm going to share some things that might seem like a big thing to you, but I don't think it's a big thing today. But I do want to share things I use, because you don't go from a couple employees to 200 employees. And one of them just left just less than a year ago. He's there 19 years, 18 years. There's people there 20 years. So the life expectancy of people that were in my world were over 10 years. And then I sold Gold Medal, my service company, in 2017. And then, people, I guess, looked other places. But what made us stand out? Well, it wasn't about the company and the truck and the 401k. It was things like, I remember one day Mike Moeller came in, and tell me if this would stand out for you. If you were looking at a company and this guy, someone said, how's the company? And Mike Moeller come in one morning, and we had, I still have it. I have a barber chair. Okay, a barber chair. I didn't have it for the shop. Anybody have tattoos? Type in tattoo in the chat bar. I used to tattoo people in the barber chair. And we used to have a shoe shine kit there. And I would stand there in the morning and say, Brendan, I'd say, sit down. Let me shine your shoes. And he'd go, no, I don't, no, please. You don't shine my shoes. And I said, why are you robbing me from the opportunity to shine your shoes? It's my honor to shine your shoes. Now, I was doing that when I was a $25 million company. So I would shine his shoes and polish it down on my knees, sitting there. Every now and then, Matt, I'd spit on their shoe, like real spit. And they would find it hilarious, right? I was spitting on their shoe, but it was majority men. I didn't spit on any woman's shoe, but I would have polished a woman's shoe too. Now, do you think that stands out in a recruiting function? Yeah, it does. Because they say, Mike's not better than us. He's not above us. He's in the game with us. Some other things that, now remember, this was what stood out then. I'll give you things that I believe stand out today that are way above this. But, we used to give haircuts back then. We had someone come one day a week and just do haircuts for everybody. Now, what did it tell people that we did a haircut? It wasn't a cute thing. It was what? Tell me. It was a caring thing. It was a caring thing. Birthday off. Do you know there's two most important things in somebody's life? You know what number one is? What's the number one most important thing in someone's life? It's their name. It's who they are. Their name is their identity. You know what number two is? Their birthday. Their birthday, day they were born. So I'm just giving you, just scratching the surface of some things to say, don't get lost in the wilderness. You have to become King Kong, or you're not going to stand out in a crowd. And we have to manage the balance, right, between cultural fit and skill. Oh, man, I'm always fist fighting with somebody. There's always somebody debating with me that it's all about culture fit. Someone else says it's all about skills. If you have them and they fit the culture, it's good. Well, let me share with you that's very good from what I would call, and I don't mean to be insulting, from a baby food perspective. Baby food says as long as they're a culture fit. That's no skill. When you become the best in the world at helping people create themselves and transform into the culture fit. You know what my competitive advantage was? We were the best in the world at finding B players and making them A+ best in the world. And that may not have been real for some of you, may not even believe this. I don't know if Dave Dolik's on right now, but I was at an event the other day with one of our Freedom Tribe members, Dave Dolik, an old friend. Barry Kent. Hey, Eric, you'll find this amusing. Helmy was there, right? I had a little fallout with him a decade ago, but we love each other now, I guess. And all of a sudden, this guy that's there, Joe, that worked for me for a long time, came up and said, which told me, he said, when I came to you, I was a plumber. When I left, I'm giving you my words, I was an advanced human. I was a better dad. I was a better husband. I was a better leader. I was better at everything. So you know what this says to me? It's not about culture fit. It's about your ability, and you should write it down, everybody, your ability to transform people. Now, they have to have the wanting and willingness to transform. Of course they have to want that. If they don't want to change at all, well, then, maybe they're not going to make it. But it's probably because they haven't been invited into an environment of change. So what I'm looking for is, when people out there, is to say, can you see yourself transforming into this? Could you see yourself working for a company where you become a better father, a better husband, better technician, a better expert, a better investor in your life? Can you imagine working for a company where your health improves? Now, this is unique. Everyone else, what are they fishing with out there? They're out there and they're saying, hey, we have 401k and a bonus program. Okay, again, I guess it works some, but it's baby food in my world, because I'm a strategic and tactical person. I'm not slightly above what everyone else is trying to say, because you don't go from 2 employees to 200 just being slightly better. I've never seen it work. And what we're trying to do is see this. When we're desperate, how many of you hired out of desperation? Come on, tell me in the chat bar. Give me a hand up. Desperation hire? Just me? Okay, not you, Glenn. Just me. Me and Eric. That's it, right? Desperation. It's like this. You have a pulse? Are you going to kill anybody? Okay, you got a beating heart? Will you show up at least some of the time? You're hired. Come on in. This is great. And then you keep them way too long. Probably not you, just me. How many of you kept to be? I kept one guy. I liked him year one. Glenn, I did. I liked him year one. I hated him for 8 more years. 8 years. I couldn't stand him. My partner kept him. My partner, Rob, who was a partner of mine, I kept saying, like, don't even put the guy near me. For 8 years, I was like, I can't even stand viewing him. And then eventually what happens? You keep someone so long, they quit you. And always remember, write this down. When someone quits you, it's their story. When you relocate them, it's yours. Now, I'm not telling you to be abusive and just get rid of people. I believe you give people a chance and you help them gain the skills. And I have a team here. Let's see. And they're not going to lie. If they think it's bullshit, they'll say bullshit. Team, type in the chat bar. How much do we invest in listening, guiding, training, bringing world-class people that you might have never met in your world? Let's see what they say in the chat bar. You guys could read it. Megan lives in, where do you live now, Megan? Type in the chat bar there. She lives in some other, that's actually her wall in the back. I'm using slides. That's her actual wall. And so we want to get out of this desperation moves, right? Out of this desperation. All right, let's pause a minute. Let's take a breath a second here. Let's look at our notes again. Let's go back into our notes. And I want you to scroll and give me another action item, because I just attended this event. It was a decent event. Everybody left with notes. And you guys tell me, if you leave a training with notes and no action, what happens? Come on now. I know what happens. You're not going to implement. And at the end of this, I'm going to open it up so you can ask me any questions you want that are going to help you implement faster, because I want this to be the greatest investment of your time. Because tell me in the chat bar, what is the value to you of one amazing employee that loves their job, has an ownership mentality? Look, it's 8 p.m. here in New Jersey. Now, Aaron's in Canada and my son's in Maine, and where are you living now, Megan? Portugal. These guys don't have to have this. They're here. Why? Because they have that ownership. They care about your results, right? So how much is one great person worth? Tell me in the chat bar. For me and my service company, $1 million. We had 12 people, Eric, when I sold, 12 of them service experts. Service experts. A plumber, just selling plumbing, water heaters, faucets. We're not talking about $30,000 main drain replacements. Doing $1 million a year. We had 12 of them. 12 of them. Why? Well, everything that I'm explaining. So I know the value. So what's the value for you guys? What's the value for you guys? Does it change your company? Does it add $1 million? Does it give you freedom? Because if your mind does not know what the next best recruiting person is going to give you, your mind won't be able to see it. You won't attract it. You won't attract it. So put a number or something in the chat bar. Put a number in the chat bar. And then we're going to go in, and after this, I'm going to talk about some higher level skills of the recruiting. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got each quality employee is worth $1 million. And how much are they worth, right, Jim? So that might be a year or 2 years. How much, Cindy, is a great employee over 5 years? How much is an incredible employee over 10 years? I mean, I had a guy that was there 18 years. The lowest amount he produced in the beginning was 600,000 or 700,000, and he broke over $1 million. So what did he do over 18 years? Wow, probably almost 18 million. So if this is how important the position is, then let's do one more rating here. Level 10, you've been really given focus on recruiting. Real focus, not the story always be recruiting shit. Real focus. And one, you've been telling a good story, but you have not been given it focus. Tell me where you're at. Where are you? Because this is me getting your mind aligned to say, okay, let me look in the mirror. The truth is, I want more, but been doing less. I want more, but have not been doing enough. And that's why I'm glad you're here, because I don't want to motivate you. Motivation is temporary. By the end of the weekend, it's gone. I want to transform you into some new ways of thinking about this. Now, as we're looking, we do have to have some innovative strategies. And the way I want to give you innovative strategies is through the framing, the understanding of human beings. Now, if you did have a choice, might be a trick question, so be careful. I might be setting you up. If you had a choice between someone who's amazing, okay, Catherine, amazing, and they're working at a company, and someone that's amazing and not working at a company, which one do you want? Tell me. Everyone's going to answer. Come on now. Playful out here. Okay, Matt says the working one. I want them. The working one. John says the working one. Chuck says not. Okay. You know what I want, Eric? I want both of them. And since Jonathan's praying for me, they're both fucking amazing. I just told you they're amazing. They're amazing. I want both of them. So we have to stop and consider stopping the framing we've been putting in our minds. What we do want to know is, to attract anybody, the working or the not working. And it's two different messages. Two different messages. Both of them are in different emotional states. Write down emotional states. And when you're doing recruiting, the ads, the marketing, everything in the copy, in the messaging has to talk to the emotional state they're at and the emotional state they want to get to. Now, what does some of this sound like? It sounds like, do you find yourself during the day pondering your future, wondering if this place is going to get me to exactly where I want for my family, for my children? That's emotional, like they're pondering. Have you found yourself thinking? Have you found yourself in a day where you woke up and even after 20 years of being at where you're at, you one morning questioned, is this where I'll be forever? Well, if that's you, I'd like to have a quick conversation. Now, there's some little things I'm going to give you that are probably just tips and tricks that work. Like one of them is that I used for many years is reach out to me. This is a confidential phone number, and it's going to be a confidential conversation. We take the conversation so seriously, we will sign a document between me and you so you feel safe. How many of you are doing that right now? Type in boom. If you're not, put a question mark or a smile face so I know. Because what happens if I'm talking to the emotional state, if you're trying to recruit me, everybody, you're trying to recruit me, and I'm working at an incredible company, and I'm not sure how this is going to quite work out. I do find myself wondering, do I still want to be here? I find myself thinking, can I still keep doing this job? But I'm afraid because if I talk to you and you tell someone else, what if someone finds out and I end up losing my job? I end up losing my job, right? So the other part is the other side is talking to the emotional state of the person not working. And we have to know the market. We have to know, and it's right, it's the market, it's the message, and it's the movement that they want. Now, I'm going to give you some of my competitive advantages is I'm not inviting, okay, so me and DJ are both trying to recruit. Me, DJ, Jim, and Matt. We're all trying to recruit the same person from this company. DJ says, hey, we're incredible. We got blue shirts. We have a great company. We give you ice cream to eat. Jim says, yeah, if you think that's cool, like, let me tell you something. You could work anywhere in the world for me. We got top pay, and there's incentive programs going to make you wealthy. Matt says, don't worry about the wealth. Don't worry about the blue shirt. Don't worry about DJ because we got red shirts. And red is like, that's like fire, and you want to work here. And then I come out and I say, you know what, Catherine? They sound like all great companies, but it sounds like at this stage in your life, you want to be involved with somebody that has a movement, someone that's doing bigger things for the world and for people, not somebody who's just doing money and transaction. Am I getting that correct? At this stage in your life, you're looking to play a bigger part. And yeah, you should consider them. But if you would like to be in our world, in my world, where we're going to change part of the planet and lives daily, and it's going to be way more than about the money, who would you like to work for? And well, I'm going to tell you they're going to work for. They're going to work for me. They're going to work for our company. We have a waiting list right now of people that I got people all the time messaging me. Every week they're messaging me. Can I work for you? How do I come aboard? I don't even pay me. I'll work 3 months for free. Now, I'm not bragging about us. Why? Because people at the emotional state today, and let's talk about a big shift here. And after I say this, I hope you're going to put a big boom in the chat bar. There's been a big shift. When we came out of COVID, you all of a sudden, some of you had the reality, you, your family, your kids, that you were not going to die. And some of you probably, I lost 5, Eric, get this, 5 relatives in a couple months, 5 of them, all under the age of 70. Now, some of them were a little heavyweight, some of them smoked, but still it was 5. It was 5 of them. So what happened in everybody's mind was COVID didn't kill me. I lost some people I love. I'm no longer going to do anything that I don't love every day. Their emotional mind has changed. And are you the one, write this down. Don't talk to the people. Talk to the people's thinking. Write it down, everybody. Don't talk to the people. Talk to the people's thinking. What are they thinking? You should type in boom. I hope that was a boom in the chat bar. Because when you're talking to the thinking, you're helping them go. And how many of you have been challenged a little bit? Let's just be real. It's just us here. It's just us. How many of you have been a little challenged with confusion, chaos in your life, disappointment? Maybe you're not exactly where you thought you would be or want to be. And I'm not saying this to frustrate you or upset you. If you're feeling that, a lot of other people are feeling. But hang on. I gotta put some icing on this thing for you guys. My emotional state has to match up the emotional state of what I'm attracting. If you're trying to attract someone who wants to be in a movement, be in this environment, change the world with you, and I don't care if you own a dentist company or you pick up dog crap in people's yard, it's a movement that you're creating. But my emotions are frustration, upset, disappointment, discouraged. Well, your emotional state cannot attract the emotional state you want. And for some of you, this might be insight that you have been attracting a part of yourself. True? Type in true if you think that's true. If you've been nasty some, I bet you attracted some people and after a month you said, that sucker's got a nasty streak in him. Like you're surprised all of a sudden because you think you don't have a nasty streak in you. So when we come down to this recruiting wisdom and we're looking at this, we're looking at where are people at? The delusion that happens, and you guys might want to fight with me on this. The delusion is you think everyone wants more money and more 401k and all that. But I have to tell you a story. So I'll try to keep it as short as I can, but I'm not telling you to motivate it. I'm telling it to sink in a point so that you can make a transformative decision today. So anybody remember the Yellow Pages at all? Type in Yellow Pages. Do you even know what a phone book? Some of you are too young. You don't even know what a phone book. Okay, Tracy knows what a phone book is. And so I used to buy a lot of advertisement in the phone book. Now, Eric's not going to be shocked at this, Eric Half, because I know him for a long time. But they came in and I got 5 people from the phone book and they just frustrate. Now, I'm not the same guy you see today. I've transformed a lot. I changed a lot. But long story short, I threw all 5 of them out of my building. Now, Jonathan doesn't have enough prayers in his prayer book for the words I said to these 5 people. I mean, I pretty much threw them out, pushed them out, shoved them out, and said a lot of choice words. And then they send in the guy. You know the guy? This is like the guy with like better than Chris Voss skills, if you know Chris Voss. He's the ninja Zen mountain master. You know, hello, Michael, so nice to meet you. You know, he's using terms like he must know, like he called my mom before he came. What should I call your son? Call him Michael. He'll have childhood emotions. And this guy comes in and he is skilled. And he says, you know what? Those 5 people you threw out, and he said it just like this. He goes, I don't like to curse. Fuck them. They were wrong. They were not right for you. But I'm here now. And what happened, everybody? I created a relationship with this guy. And then I kept paying them millions of dollars. Well, years later, I didn't have to deal with him no more. Probably 5 years later, he reaches out to me. Hey, Mike, can I come talk to you? And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, you always treat me, come talk. He goes, do you have any opportunities opened up? He left the phone book. He goes, is there any opportunities here? I said, well, hey, let's just cut to the chase. Like he's a top executive. Okay, Matt, top. I said, well, and this is probably 15 years ago, 12 years ago, at least. I said, well, how much are you making? Because look, if I can't waste this time. He goes, well, he was $225,000 a year. I went like this. Look, let's get lunch together, but we're done. I don't have 225. But here's what I did say, Eric. I said, I don't have 225, but let's not call it quits. Let me tell you what I do have for you. I have $75,000 a year. You're going to work in the best company you've ever worked. We're changing the world. We're going to scale unlike any company has ever scaled. You see what we're doing? And you're going to work for one crazy owner. And I said, does that interest you at all? He said, let me talk to my wife when I get home. Now, most of you are thinking what? Tell me in the chat bar, Glenn. You're thinking this guy's like, F this guy. F this. I was level 54 now, so I'm 30 something, so I'm considered probably a kid in his eyes. He was level 50 something at the time. He called me the next day. He said, so when would I start anyway? When would I start? When do you want to start? He says, I'm available this afternoon. I said, no need to wait. Come on in. Let's do this. He's still there today. Now, I'm sure he's making more than 75,000. And 75,000 back then was stretching me, but not like 225. You know what that proved to me? That it's not about the money. It's not about the 401k. It's about the environment. It's about the leader, and it's about the movement. And ask yourself, are you the leader that the world would quit wherever they're at to come and work for you? Are you that leader? And if you're not that leader, then you have a choice. Settle for what you're getting or become that leader. Become that leader. And when you're that leader, I believe that there's something that people really want. And what I'm going to say to you is not a trickery or marketing, it's truth. And you might want to write it down because your people will feel it. Your people today and your future people and your future partnerships. This applies to everything. I fought for the livelihood of my team every single day. And let's ask my own team that's on here tonight. Do you feel that we fight for your livelihood? You don't have to lie. If you don't think so, call it out. It's okay with me. We fight for their livelihood every day. We're transparent. We're honest. We tell them when we're on track. We tell them when we're off track. We don't hide anything from them. We don't hide anything from them. And that's why people want to come to you. All right, write down an action item, everybody. Write down an action item. And then we got to go into, I'm going to leave time for you guys, but I'm going to talk about how to create next after your action item, how to create this magnet and some things that we have done over the years and that you can apply today. Okay, that you can apply today. Hey, Aaron, can you find for me, I know the one probably has the company name in it, the one recruiting ad that we worked on for somebody. I think it might have been Brandon Lutz we did. I'll share with you a part of an ad that will make the point for you guys. Okay, become that leader. All right, come on, I want to see some more action. Create the movement. Yeah. And Glenn, you got to, you know, when I see people, Glenn, and they tell me, because I go to a lot of events all the time, and people want to brag to me. I only work 2 hours a week what I'm doing. And I say, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you do that. And they look at me like I got 5 heads, and they say, well, what are you sorry for? I said, I'm sorry you hate what you do so much. You only want to do it 2 hours a day. That sounds horrible. What's keeping you from killing it? And all of a sudden, perspective changes for them. I said, I hope someday you could find what I have where you cannot wait to show up, to do what you do. And you can't even imagine a day right now of not doing that. And you include your families in it, your friends are in it, everyone's rooting and cheering for you because they feel that's not a job, it's part of your soul. It's part of your soul, okay? It's part of your soul. And tell me, how many of you could, you know that you could step in it when you're living inside your soul's purpose? And I know some of you, you may not be there yet, and it changes over time. My soul's purpose when I built, I mean, we did 32 million. We were tracking 40. Eric, I don't know if you know, I signed my name and the next day never went back. No earn out, no waiting, all the money in the bank. Matter of fact, they paid me $8,000 a month for 6 months, just in case they had a question. I never went to the office again. I did something that I don't know anybody in the industry back then what I did. Since then, I've taught, you know, lots of people how to do that. But the thing is, it's all about the understanding. It's all about you stepping in, and then it changes over time. Just like it's changing for you, it changed for me, right? It changed for me. That's why if you see our messages where we're calling out rebels and renegades, which I hope all of you will consider attending the Rebels and Renegades Scaling Bootcamp. Team, put the link in there. It's so affordable. And if you start it and you think it's bullshit and garbage, you tell me, I'll refund your money. I've never had to give back $1 on anybody. But when you get this alignment, guys, and you're so in tune with this, and you're never done learning, at the day you think you're done learning, I was just at this event, and one of my coaching clients from a while ago was there. And the person turned to me and said, I'm so impressed. You're sitting back here at a table with everybody learning. I said, why wouldn't I be? I said, the day I think I'm done learning, I'm not dying. I'll already be dead. So I challenge you guys to make sure that tonight you're picking your next path of learning, because this evolution, it's like, okay, you're going to know how to do the ads. You're going to know how to recruit, but you now have to step yourself to the next level, step your skills to the next level. We invested over $250,000 last year in our own education. We'll invest over $250,000 this year. Me and Aaron, we're flying out to go invest in education. It's just in a couple days. So, all right, put an action item in, and then let me bring up this ad, and I want to read something for you that most people that I know don't have this at this level. And I'm going to start giving you some very strategic tactics. But in order for me to get this ad, I have, like, if I showed you how many tabs I've opened on my computer, some of you might have a seizure or something. So I can't show you all my tabs. It's an overwhelming abundance of stuff I have going on for you guys here tonight. But I am going to bring parts of this up for you. And this is just one aspect of it, you know. And this one I still use today, parts of this. So let's first put your action items in here. Pick your next learning. Yeah, Tracy, 100%. That's why. And just so you guys know, we don't create trainings for, I don't know how this came up, Cindy, but my dad used to say, do you think I just do things for shits and giggles? I don't know if that was a game when he was a kid or something. I'm not even sure. Like, I should look that up. Well, it's the same thing for us. We built this to solve a problem because people said they had a problem. We built Rebel and Renegade Scaling Bootcamp because I'm tired of people. And if they don't get the competitive advantage, Tracy, going into this election, 2008, no down year, no flat year, added an extra $1 million a year. My biggest amount I added per year was $6.5 million. My biggest month was like 3.2 or 3.4 million in 1 month that we did. And I'm not saying to brag. I'm telling you that if you want to scale and you're not ready for what's coming, during COVID, the average company was down 27%. Was anybody in my world when COVID was here? Type in boom in the chat bar if I was coaching you at that time at all. The companies that were in my world, the smallest one, right, Chuck, was up 600%. The smallest company was up 600+%. The whole industry was down 27%. Why? Because putting the skills in place, you have to have the skills now. Someone taught me, they said, and write it down, everyone. You have to have it to have it. Write it down, please. You got to have it to have it. Don't be like my brother, everybody. My brother, I told him, you got to come and do this stock training with me. You got to learn about stocks and you got to understand all these things. He said, Mike, this is what he said to me, John. Mike, I don't even have money. Why would I learn about stocks when I don't have money? I said, well, what are you going to do when you have the money? Then you're going to go learn for 3 years what to do with it? You don't learn how to do partnerships when all of a sudden you're ready for partner. You learn how to do partnerships now, so when the opportunity shows up, you know how to navigate it. You don't wait till you could like afford to take leadership training. Like, you don't wait for Speak Your Impact. You say to yourself, that sounds like an ultimate competitive advantage for my future. How many of you have kids? Can you type in kids in the chat bar, please? Can you type in kids? I've had one mission. Well, two missions, everybody. Cindy, two missions, a majority of my life. A majority of my life. Since I'm 15, my first mission was never to let my beautiful wife, Jennifer, down. Still a mission today. I don't want her ever to have to worry about anything, ever feel that she's not protected and safe. My second mission was, before I'm done on this planet, make sure my kids have as many skills that they can learn from me, that they're going to be able to take generation to generation to generation. And now my son here, he's 25, level 25 now. He's type in how many coaching calls you're doing a week with people, Michael. He's doing so many coaching calls. He's coaching people 2 times his age. He's a top business expert, mindset expert, accountability expert. I got my daughter in the other room is a 4.0 grade average, and they're included. They're engulfed in everything we're doing. And that's my next purpose, was to make sure till I'm done. And so I'm never investing in trainings just for today. I'm investing it for the legacy of everybody I care about's future. And I watch people just waiting and waiting and waiting and telling me, I don't have the money, I don't have this and that. No, you don't have the effort. My wife, this is a funny story for some of you that don't know me really well, or Bill, only been in my world a little bit, and Tracy, my wife said, she was talking about food one time. What if there's ever a food shortage? I said, don't you worry about it, babe. I'll just cut pieces off my arm and feed you. Okay? Because when you have that mindset, and I started to talk about chaos for some of you, write this down. Write down the word chaos on the left side. Write down chaos, everybody. On the left side, the word chaos. Write it down. I'm watching you. On the right side, write down certainty. Certainty. Our goal here at Food Dog Group for you, through the trainings, through this here that you're at, is take you from chaos to certainty. So let's make sure you don't leave tonight without certainty. Let me share this with you here. This is a very small aspect, right? This is stop looking for a job, all right? And we might write in here, attention, plumbing warrior, attention, whatever you do in your business. Attention marketing rebel. Stop looking for a job, right? Why? Because we don't have a job for you. We have a career and a growth opportunity. We're looking for team members who are serious about finding the perfect place where they can shine, excel, and achieve higher level than they even thought possible. I'm talking to their emotion, like you could even be better than you think, right? We're looking for team members who are hungry for growth and love to stretch themselves beyond the status quo. You're sitting at a company surrounded by just status quo people. You've been there 20 years. You're saying, I don't want to be around these people no more, right? We're looking for someone who doesn't want to be a number. We're looking for someone who wants to make a name for themselves. Yes, legacy. What am I talking to the mind of the person? Legacy. We're looking for superstars. We won't settle, and we don't want you to settle for just a job, right? If you're ready for more than a job. Now, that's just one small aspect of something. One of my favorite ones, do any of you live in an area where hunting, like opening day of deer season's a holiday? Type in deer season in the chat bar. Is that a holiday for some of you? Well, for some of you that don't eat deer, well, don't start sending hate mail. Like, it's okay. Maybe eating eggplant's a holiday or something. But, okay, turkey season. So, Bill, one of my ads that I ran, this is a decade ago. It said, are you a plumber that's tired of missing opening day of deer season? What a shame that anybody would ask you to miss something that you care so much about. It damn near should be a national holiday, shouldn't it? If you want to work for a company that not only wants you to go to opening day, they're telling you where the bucks are at. So you could get yourself a world-class buck and share deer jerky with your peers and like, just imagine you're reading this, right? Imagine this, Glenn, you're reading this and you're saying to yourself, I just missed opening day. And you've been there 20 years and they didn't respect you enough to make sure you could go out on turkey day, right? So we call it out. It's a super magnet, right? That's why I have this picture for you right here of super magnet. Now, with the skills, the tools today, okay, like AI and stuff, man, we've made it so easy. You don't have to no longer hire a $5,000 or $10,000 copywriter. Now, a lot of the skills I've learned are over 3 decades of studying marketing and sales and operations and copy and looking at the dynamics and how copy talks to the emotions and how people respond to words and things. And if you're not at that level of marketing, well, you got to start getting there. If you want to enhance your marketing, well, sign up for Rebels and Renegades, because we're going to have a whole section where I'm going to teach you my thoughts about different types of marketing and skills. Because remember, everything here we're talking about is 80% psychology. If you cannot think different, you cannot get different. Write this note down. It's not about mindset. It's about mind growth, right? Eric, you're not here for mindset. You're here for mind growth. You're here to find one new thing or 2 new things that you could put in place that starts to change the dynamics of everything. But look, let me give you, before I know we're going for a little bit, I'm going to go a little longer. I'm going to open up for some Q&A, but I want to give you some recruiting channels that you can do. And I've taught this for years and years on how to do these recruiting channels. So I want to give you, I'll give you 3 real strategic ones. One, think of the biggest problem that the person you want to attract has. So for some of you on here, think of a problem. Who do you want to attract? Do you want to attract a COO, a CFO, a parts runner, a salesperson? Somebody type in, who do you want to attract for your next recruiting hire? Tell me in the chat bar, who do you want to attract? Salespeople. Okay. Client relations. So, Jim, what is one of the biggest problems that a salesperson is dealing with today that if you gave them the solution? Matter of fact, Jim, why don't you just unmute real quick? Let's let Jim unmute. Cindy, you unmute too, so we could balance him out today, because you guys are a dynamic couple. Okay, so Cindy and Jim. Jim, you first. So what is the biggest problem in your perspective that if you could solve it for that salesperson out there, what would it be? Is it how to convert more, communicate, close more? What is it?
A consistent, predictable future.
Okay, write that down real quick. I know Cindy's writing it down for you because she's just used to writing your stuff down for you. And those of you that don't know this dynamic couple, Cindy, can you just, well, are you laughing right now?
All the time. I laugh all the time.
Okay, all right. Cindy, can you just tell everybody real fast what you guys do so everybody on here just knows who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. We are Jim and Cindy with Gain the Edge, and business owners who are just tapped out, maxed out, can't grow any further because of sales systems, strategies, and or teams. They come to us.
Yeah. Anything you wanted to add to that, Jim?
No, that's it. We're just helping people scale and get out of their own way and help find revenue opportunities that are underneath their nose that they don't see.
Yeah. Jim, how long have you, so those of you on here, Jim and Cindy are in our legacy program. Just tell everybody in 3 words, how's it been when you work with us in our world?
It's just a shift in energy, thought process, and perspective. Everything goes from there.
Yeah, awesome. Cindy, back to you. If we were to solve one thing, what would it be if it's anything different than what Jim said?
Well, I like what Jonathan put here, right? Jonathan put salespeople are tired of overhyped promises of what they can earn. They want to trust, because salespeople, great salespeople, they want to be paid commissions only. They want to be able to earn maximum revenue, but that has to come with a level of trust and transparency. And we've been doing this a lot. Our salespeople love working with us because they love the clients that we work for and with. They trust us.
Yeah. Awesome. Here's the strategy, guys, that I would do. I would immediately write either a report, a book, a skills, or some kind of simple training. It would be called like the overhype killer or something, or no more sales overhype. I'd create a massive, amazing cover. Let's say it's a book or report. I would build that into a simple lead capture that takes nothing to do. I would have Jim on there saying, hey, all you salespeople out there, I bet you're tired of the hype. I bet you're tired of being promised and then not getting what you could earn. Well, I wrote a report or a book for you about the 22 things that are going to make you never feel this way again. Matter of fact, if you don't like it, send me a message that says it's garbage, but I know that's not going to happen. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm asking for nothing in return. Just give me your name, your email, and I'm going to send it right out to you tomorrow, immediately, whatever. Now, this, as easy as Facebook or any social platform, I could put a very small ad on this. I could target the exact salespeople and demographic. And guess what happens? I create a funnel of salespeople immediately. Does this make sense, Jim and Cindy?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah. Slam dunk, right? Okay. Take them down. Thank you. Let's give them a fist bump, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Some of you don't know the fist bump. You'll catch up with us. All right. So now let's say I own a service company and I'm looking to hire a plumber. Well, just ask yourself, what does the plumber want to know? The 10 hacks to make, super hacks to make more money, get home earlier, and not kill your knees no more. Go here and get a report. And I just target that area. It costs you pennies to do it. And everyone that responds, you start a conversation. How you doing? Do you still love it there? What did you find valuable from the report? Don't come at it just from a strategy. Come at it from the ability that it's so good at serving them that even if they don't come to work for you now, they will think about you every single day. Can I get a boom in the chat bar? Or did you guys hate that? Can I get a boom? Because I just gave you something that's a game changer that I've never given anybody before. I didn't show up here to give you the go on Indeed, tweak your ad with a couple little small parts and do a, have people do a disc profile, which I'm not against it, but it does knock out most of the good people because people that suck on disc profiles are normally in an emotional state that you don't want. But when you're the best in the world at transforming humans with 80% psychology, which if all of you should write a note down, if you're not investing 10% probably of your business budget in the psychology of your people, of your vendors, of your family, minimum 10%, you might be left behind. You might be left behind. You might be purged out because it is 80%, but nobody invests in it. You're so busy trying to get someone to solder a pipe better. You're trying to get someone to sell a little better. You got to get them to change their mind to sell their future. Can I get another boom in the chat bar? So now you could also go do a little training. I'll give you number two. Number two, these Facebook groups are too damn easy. They just are. You could start one in 30 seconds and you could invite everybody. So it could be the Sales Empire group, Facebook group. We're going to share tips and tricks with you every single week on how you could sell more. We're asking nothing in return. But guess what? Write this down. I'm giving you a lot to write down because if I don't tell you, I'm hoping you write down the right shit. Those that serve more get served more. It's just the nature of the universe. It's proved it for me over and over and over again. Those that serve more get served more. So be the greatest servant. So create a Facebook group, invite all the right fit people, and then you can invite them to whatever opportunity you have. That's number two. Number three, make sure that you have, are these good, by the way? Can you give me value? Are you getting value tonight? I mean, it's only cost me probably a couple $100,000 to alone just on recruiting that I paid people. One time I paid someone, I don't even know, $25,000 to teach me how to cold call to hire people. I don't know, maybe Eric remembers this guy name. I forgot his name, but he would only work with someone in an area. I jumped on it. Before you know it, I was talking to people's mom about their son that was a plumber. I learned a ton from it and I put a lot of money behind it. And I want you to not have put a lot of money to capitalize because What do I want? I want you to say after tonight that this is such a game changer for you that you'll keep investing and you'll come to Rebels and Renegades or maybe Venture Velocity so I could keep helping you get to your legacy faster. So your family could come along and everybody else can go up the mountain with you. So you don't get to the mountain, look down, and everyone's on the bottom. Let's bring them with us. Okay. Number 3 strategy. Most people have not created a strategic landing page with a cool name like bestcareer.com or, no longer hateyourjob.com, hateyourboss.com. Any domain that is so attractive that no matter where it is, you bring people in and then you create a little page, which is affordable to do, and you tell your story. If this is attractive to you, these values and how we run our company and where we're going in our future and how we are and who we are and what we do. I mean, for us, our whole team is virtual. So we got Canada, we got all over the world, our team, right? And we got clients all over. We got people in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and UK and Japan. We got clients all over the world. But guess what we do? When it was holiday time, we did virtual holiday party. This year we made hats. I probably could find the silly picture somewhere, which is just fun to look at because you might be, you never know what someone's telling you if it's true unless they can show you that it's true, right? So I always like to try to show everybody what I'm saying so it's believable. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Maybe somebody on the team will find one. We have so many pictures of stuff, but every time I do try, oh, here we go. Here, this is this year. So, this may not be your thing. Okay, Megan, no laughing at this because you weren't at one of our virtual holiday ones yet, but I think this was the virtual holiday one this year. And then we made some custom hats. I don't have the one with the custom hats, but guess what? When we have our page, that's going to attract people into a vessel where we could tell them our story. So you got 3 strategies right there that you could execute on. Maybe one more. I got to give you a bonus one. Can I give you a bonus one? I know we're running over a little bit, but type in bonus if you want a bonus one. Can I give you a bonus one? Okay. The bonus one is this, and just so you guys can see it, when you have this, I'll share a picture behind me. When you have this, okay, this is a movement, everybody. It's a movement. This is where people are so engaged, they're inviting other people. You see this? This is a movement. This is people inviting other people. That's the company I sold, CEO Warrior, in 2020. This here, this is people inviting people. These are all people that came to a Food Dog gathering. I don't know if anybody here was on it, where we were on the beach. And when you have this, what you're trying to do is create this. Now, it's not bees that sting you. It's people that are coming to one place and you're becoming a super magnet. So your culture is the #1 recruiting thing because they want the best right fit people to come in. And when you do that, I will share with you what will happen. Okay. When you do that, this will happen. You're going to have a whole lot of people like I have on here. Jonathan's on here and Mike is on here. You're going to have a whole lot of people that when they solve things like Joe Papa, top AI expert, Jonathan and Maggie, Dr. Maggie here, one of the top thyroid hormone and health experts out there today, or Mike Madonna. These are all people in our world. And Cindy and Jim, sorry we didn't fit you on this one, but you're on another one, so don't feel left out here. And this is what it's about, is about changing so many lives here that you can get to this sunset, right? You could get to this horizon. All right, here's what I want to do, because I promised I'd open it up for some questions with you guys. Okay, some questions. One, I want you to write down if there's one strategy, just give me one. I know you got more. if there's one strategy that you're going to implement, I mean, seriously implement, and you're going to do it quick, can you just tell me what is the first strategy you're going to implement? And what's the value of the strategy? Because your mind has to know it's going to be an outcome. So if you say, I'm going to change the copy in my ads, and it's going to give me one new person in 2 weeks or less, and that's going to be worth $1 million, your mind goes, I see it. Okay, Jonathan, strategic landing page plus report. So Jonathan, if you were to guess, and you're someone who goes out there and you have a top platform out there for recruiting and stuff, what would this bring to you or a client? Would it bring $1 million? I don't care if it's $20,000 or $5,000. You have to give the brain a number so it says, yes, do it, and I'm gonna bring you results. Someone else, give me something in the chat bar. Come on. I knew 90 minutes was gonna go fast. I knew it was gonna go lightning quick for you guys. Easily 20. Thank you for that. Thank you. Facebook group. Yeah, Matt, let's do it. 7 days or less. Build a Facebook group. Target those people and start inviting everybody in. Don't worry if you get some wrong people. Serve everybody. Everybody, you know, you ready for this? I don't even know if you guys are ready for this. I got to think if you're ready. Cindy's ready, so I'm going to give it. We are a global connected world now based on technology. That means someone in Canada knows somebody in the US that's probably looking for an opportunity. Yeah. Someone in Australia knows someone in New Jersey that needs an opportunity, because we are globally connected by technology. Before it wasn't like that, but now we are. That's the power of serve as many as you can, because everybody knows somebody today. Everybody knows somebody. Invest in my team's personal growth. We'll create 10 million or more. Yeah, 100%. 80% psychology. That's the world we're in at Food Dog Group, right? You guys get that. That's the world that we're in. All right. Anybody got a question? If you do, raise your hand. You should leverage my time. If not, we did go over, and I am honored to serve all of you. So if you don't have a question, give me one big boom in the chat bar. Give a thank you to my team if you would. Give a thank you to my team because they're here tonight serving you. Looks like no questions. I'll play a little music on the way out. Look, love you guys. I'm honored. And if no one else is rooting for you, you could just know that I'm rooting for you. Okay? I'm rooting for you. Food Dog's rooting for you. And we want you to have a life, business, and wealth by design. Have a great night, everybody. Boom.